Villa belonging to Emperor Augustus finally unearthed near Pompeii there are moments in archaeology when a quiet excavation suddenly turns into something that feels almost unreal. Not because of gold or treasure, but because of whose story is being touched. Near the ancient shadow of Pompeii, archaeologists recently uncovered remains that may be linked to one of the most powerful figures in Roman history, Emperor Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, the man who shaped an entire empire. And the idea that his personal villa may have been sitting buried beneath layers of volcanic soil for nearly 2,000 years feels almost too dramatic to be true. Yet the evidence emerging from the site is forcing experts to take a closer look at a possibility that could rewrite how we understand Roman imperial life in Campania. The shadow of Pompeii and a forgotten imperial landscape. When people think of Pompeii, they imagine a city frozen in time by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 C. Streets filled with ash, frescoes preserved like snapshots of daily life, and villas that reveal the luxury and complexity of Roman society. But Pompeii was never isolated. It was part of a much larger and far more elite landscape surrounding the Bay of Naples. Wealthy Romans, senators, generals, and even emperors built retreats along this coastline. It was a place where power and leisure blended into one continuous horizon of sea views, vineyards, and grand architecture. The recent discovery near Pompeii suggests that this imperial landscape may have included something far more significant than previously confirmed. A villa that could be associated with Augustus himself. Not just any noble residence, but a space potentially connected to the man who transformed Rome from a republic into an empire. A discovery hidden beneath layers of time. The excavation began like many others in the region, with researchers carefully peeling back volcanic deposits and later historical layers built upon ancient ruins. At first, the structures did not seem extraordinary. Fragmented walls, partial mosaics, and remnants of architectural foundations are common in this region. But then subtle details began to emerge. Construction techniques that pointed to high status. Decorative elements that reflected imperial taste. And spatial organization that suggested a residence far beyond ordinary elite ownership. As the excavation deepened, the atmosphere around the site shifted. Archaeology is often slow and cautious, but every so often a pattern begins to form that is difficult to ignore. The materials used, the scale of the structure, and the location itself all started to align with what historians know about Augustus and his presence in Campania. Nothing was immediately confirmed, but the possibility alone was enough to capture global attention. Augustus and his connection to Campania. To understand why this discovery matters, it helps to remember who Augustus was in relation to this region. He was not an emperor who ruled only from Rome's political center. Augustus spent significant time across Italy, especially in coastal retreats where political strategy and personal rest blended together. Campania, with its fertile land and strategic coastal position, was one of the most desirable regions for Roman elites. Ancient sources suggest Augustus owned and used multiple properties in the region, though exact locations have always been debated. Villas were not just private homes in Roman culture. They were extensions of political identity, places where decisions were made, alliances were formed, and the image of power was carefully maintained. If this newly uncovered structure truly connects to Augustus, it would offer a rare and intimate glimpse into how the first emperor of Rome lived outside the formal authority of the capital. Architecture that speaks of power one of the most striking aspects of the site is the architectural quality. Even in partial ruins, the layout suggests a carefully designed residence with both public and private spaces. Large reception areas hint at gatherings and political meetings. Smaller, more secluded rooms suggest private living quarters reserved for high-status occupants. The use of imported materials and refined construction methods further supports the idea that this was not an ordinary villa. Roman elite architecture was never accidental. Every column, corridor, and courtyard carried meaning. Villas like this were designed to impress visitors, to reflect status, and to communicate authority without a single word being spoken. Standing among these remains today, it is not difficult to imagine how such a space would have functioned as a stage for imperial presence. The volcano that preserved everything and destroyed it all. What makes discoveries near Pompeii so extraordinary is the same force that destroyed it. Mount Vesuvius. When the volcano erupted in 79 C, it reshaped the entire region in a matter of hours. Cities were buried, landscapes were transformed, and countless structures were sealed beneath layers of ash and pumice. Yet this destruction also created preservation. Buildings that would normally decay over centuries were instead locked in place. Frescoes survived in vivid detail. Wooden structures left imprints in ash. Entire villas became archaeological time capsules. The newly discovered site exists because of this paradox. A place of destruction that became one of the greatest preservation events in human history. If this villa does belong to Augustus or his immediate circle, it means it was caught in that moment of sudden geological silence, preserved exactly as it stood when the eruption occurred. A window into imperial life. Regardless of final attribution, the significance of the site is already clear. It offers a rare glimpse into the world of Roman imperial luxury near Pompeii. This was not just a political center, it was a landscape of leisure, strategy, and display. Villas like this were where decisions that shaped the empire may have been discussed over gardens, courtyards, and ocean views. Even in ruin, the site communicates a sense of scale and intention. It reflects a society that invested enormous resources into architecture that blurred the line between private life and public power. The discovery helps bridge the gap between what ancient texts describe and what physical archaeology can confirm. Why this discovery captures global attention there is a reason discoveries like this spread quickly beyond academic circles. They connect modern imagination to historical figures who still feel larger than life. Augustus is not just a name in a textbook, he is the foundation of the Roman Empire itself. The idea that his personal environment might still exist beneath Italian soil transforms history from abstract knowledge into something tangible. It also reminds us that even in well-studied regions like Pompeii, new discoveries are still possible. Archaeology is not finished, it is ongoing. Every excavation has the potential to reshape understanding, even in places thought to be fully explored. The mystery that remains at this point, the villa remains an open question. Is it truly connected to Augustus, or is it part of the broader elite network that surrounded him? The answer will depend on continued research, careful analysis, and perhaps future discoveries that provide missing context. But what is already certain is that the site adds another layer to the story of Pompeii and its surroundings. A region already famous for frozen history has once again revealed something unexpected. And in doing so, it reminds us that the ancient world is never fully gone. It is simply waiting beneath the surface. If you enjoyed exploring this incredible discovery near Pompeii, make sure to like this video subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves Roman history and ancient mysteries. Because even after 2,000 years, the story of Rome is still being uncovered, one layer of earth at a time.